Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's unboxing video of the new Force of Will starter decks. These starter decks have come out in the same time as the Lapis cluster for the Curse of the Frozen Casket, and I'll just be going through each of them in separate videos. So I'll start off with Light. I'm very familiar with Light because that is my favourite attribute in the game. So as you can see here, this is very new. We get dice in this version, as dice will now be playing a part in the actual game. So get two little half decks which will come together to make a whole deck. You also get 3 booster packs of the new Curse of the Frozen Casket, and also of course the rulings. So these will teach you all that you need to know to play the game. Of course it's best to have someone who also knows how to play the game to help you. Also teaches you a little bit about the world, which they've been doing since the previous cluster, which is really nice. And also telling you some key cards. I think this is telling you about more than just this deck, it seems. And yeah, just all the stuff you need to know. That's another one. And I believe this should be this playmat of the world. It's very small, as you can see, compared to this playmat I'm using as the background, which is very beautiful, by the way. It's got all the new rulers on it. But yeah, it's very small, but the little zones that they give you will help you learn how to play. So, onto the items itself. I will start with the deck. So, opening this up, somehow, there we go. So, get a nice foil confectioner Hansel. So it's 500/500. When this card enters your field, search your deck for a card named Magic Sweets, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So you get 2 of those, but as you can see, we get more in this one. Oh, are these all shiny? That would be amazing if they were. So Fairy Tale Kingdom Light Palace, an addition. And when this card enters the field, draw a card, and at the end of your turn, recover target fairy tale or human J resonator you control. That is very nice for making sure you can defend next turn. Then we get Gretel? Gourmand? I think that's how you say it. 700/700. Prevent the first damage that will be dealt to this card each turn. Grim, King of Fairy Tale. Very nice artwork. It's good to see Grim after all this time. So an 800/800, and to pay 1 light and you get Force. Force is when you roll a die, and this one says Force 1, so you only roll 1 die. If it said Force 2, you'd roll 2 dice. But whatever it lands on, it times that by 100. So Fairy Tale and Human J Resonators you control gain plus X100 plus X100 until the end of turn, where X is the result of the roll. Play this ability only once per turn. So that's very good for only just 1 will, but you can only do it once per turn. But that is just a little example of how the dice work in this game. So you get 2 of those. Get Kid Paws and Boots, which is a very cute card. 100/100. When this card enters your field, Force 1, roll a die. Put X plus 100/100 counters on this card, where X is the result of the roll. Ooh, so you get 2 of them. Sorry, skip kind of that. This is a very lovely artwork. So Light Dress Cinderella, 400/400. When this card deals damage to your opponent, search your deck for a Fairy Tale Resonator, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Rest a recovered Resonator you control. This card gains flying until the end of turn. So not bad. She's not very buffed, but she does gain flying, and also she searches out cards. It's actually really good for a 2-drop, and you get 2 of them. This one, just to point out, in the previous cluster they did try to stop doing the unique cards in trial decks. Oh, sorry, starter decks, but they have returned with unique cards in this now. So Magic Sweets is the one that Hansel got. So it's a chant and a 1 cost. Quick cast, target J Resonator you control gains 200/200 and barrier until the end of turn. Cards you control with barrier cannot be targeted by spells or abilities of your opponent's cards. pretty good. You get 2 of those. And Manifestation of Power. So this is quick cast. Choose 1, recover target resonator you control and draw a card, or destroy target addition. So probably the chances are you're going to go for the first one first. I mean, most of the time. But the second one can come in handy, as additions do become a little bit more useful in this set now. So we get Millium, voice of a new generation, who is a Grimson. So he's 900/900 J ruler. And when this card enters your field, put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into your field, and you may pay the attribute cost of Fairy Tale Resonators with Light Will. So any attribute they are, if they're fire, if they're wind or anything like that, you can pay it with light. And whenever this card attacks or blocks, you get to use Force 1 and put an X +100/+100 counters on this card when X is the result of the roll. So you could buff them up really far, because that's not until the end of the turn, that's just constantly. That's really good. And obviously, because he's a J ruler, he has a ruler side 2, which is Millium, Prince of the Light Palace. And his judgment is 2 will and 1 anything. And Energize, which means at the start of the game, as the game starts, if you are not the player going first, you get a will coin with banish this coin to produce 1 will. 1 light will in this situation. So this is really cool, because even if you can only use it once because you banish it, but even if you're going second, you still have some kind of, you're not left in the dark. You can use it whenever you want. You don't have to use it on your first turn. You can bring out a 2-drop in first turn, or you can just bring it out later as a little hidden thing that you may have kept away for a long time. So it's really cool. And you may pay the attribute cost of Fairy Tale Resonators with Light Will, so it's the same as his other side. So summoning from the Fairy Tale world. So as a chant, search your deck for a Fairy Tale Resonator, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. If your J ruler is Millium, Prince of the Light Palace, or Millium, Voice of a New Generation, search your deck for up to 2 Fairy Tale Resonators, reveal them, and put them into your hand instead. Then shuffle your deck. So what I've sort of may have been a bit hard to tell, but I was saying J ruler, J/ruler, I should have probably said, which means it could either be your J ruler or your normal ruler. So 2 of them. And Tinkerbell, the Fairy. This is a very good card. I remember being against this a few times. So she's only 100/100. Oh, maybe they've changed this. I think they changed it a little bit, actually. This might be a different card. Whoops. So she has flying, and this card gains +200/+200 for each other Fairy Tale Resonator you control. If I remember correctly, that actually seems better than its original version. I mean, the original version, I'm pretty sure, was a 0/0 and didn't have flying. So that's really cool. Definitely great. Especially, also, no, because it needs Fairy Tale. I was about to say it's good in a fairy deck, which fairy decks are really fun. I've used one myself for a while, and too bad it can't work really. And then some light magic stones. This one has 5, probably the other half of the deck will have 5 as well. I'm not quite sure. Oh, okay, so this one is not foil. So you have 1 foil pack and 1 non-foil pack. I wonder if this will just have 2 of everything again, or maybe we'll get different cards. So I'll find out. I haven't seen much about this, these new things, apart from I knew about the dice and stuff, and I knew about most of the cards, but not that so much of it would be shiny. So yeah, we get 2 Hansels again, 2 of the Light Palace, 2 Gretels, 2 Grimms, 2 Puss in Boots, 2 Cinderellas, 2 Magic Sweets, 2 Manifestation of Power, 2 Summonings, 2 Tinkerbells, and 5 Magic Stones. So yep, that's all the cards that you'll get as the trial deck itself, and you can buy and trade all that you see here on our site, bigorbitcards.co.uk, but I will also be going through the 3 booster packs, because I won't go into them too much, because I am also doing a unboxing of a booster box, which will be up around the same time as this one, I'm sure. But we'll just go through them quickly and see if we get anything good. I won't go through the skills overly much, because I'll save that for the save that for the unboxing. But let's just get Charlotte's Protector, Dragon Knight of Altea, Elf of Gusty Hill, Wiseman of Amonsule. Ooh, okay, yes, we did get something good. So we got the a J ruler, the new Darkness J ruler. What's his name? I'm not sure if I guess it's Uma at Tawil. So yeah, he's really cool. I'll go through him now actually, because I don't think the likelihood of getting him again is fairly slim. So he has Judgment, Darkness, and X. Energize for Darkness energy. Oh, sorry, energy. I mean Darkness Will. And he's a 15,000, 15,000 on the other side. And he's got limit X plus 1. This card enters your field with X plus 1 limit counters on it. Whenever this card attacks or blocks, remove a limit counter from it. Okay, so at the end of your turn, destroy all resonators with a total cost equal to the number of limit counters on this card. Then remove a limit counter from this card. At the beginning of your turn, if there are no limit counters on this card, put it into your ruler area as a ruler. If you do, you lose 500 health. So it's very good. They've got a new kind of foiling on this. I don't know if that picks it up very well. Seems to. But yeah, it's really cool. I really like this ruler. He's very strong, and I'm sure he'll be very popular, especially because he's Cthulhu, and people loved Cthulhu back when it was in the yeah. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so Magic Stone, Escape from Crisis. It's a common, but it is a foil common. What type of the other stuff? Tiger Lily, Tribal Princess, Urashima Taro, and Rabbit of the Aqua Moon. Into the next pack. Don't know if find anything else that can beat the J ruler, but we'll see. Should we get rid of that? Tiny Reconnaissance Drake, Magic Stone Analysis, The Nameless Mist, Glorious' Summoned Soldier, Lumia. Ooh, an SR. Okay. Why are you doing this to me? So Lumia, Saint of World Awakening. So she costs 7 colorless, 7 void, and fire, light, and water. So when this card enters your field or shifts, your life becomes 4,000. Put up to 1 target chant from your graveyard into your hands. That's really good. If you're like on 100 life left, just bring her out and you're up to 4,000. It's crazy. I mean, it does cost a lot to be fair, but it's 1,000, 1,000 as well. And then she's a shift card. She has another side. So Lumia, Sealed in the Frozen Casket. She has 0 attack and 1,000 defense. That's pretty good for a 3-drop. And she has shift, pay 1 light, pay 1 fire, and pay 1 water, as well as 2 void. This card cannot attack or block. So she protects herself from some things like thunderbolts, lightning bolts, and stuff like that. And rest a recovered light J resonator, a recovered fire generator. Fire J resonator, and a recovered water J resonator you control to shift this card. So instead of paying the cost, you can arrest 3 things. So potentially you can use this probably turn 4, or maybe even turn 3 if you're lucky. If you have a little 1-drops like Alice's little scout and stuff like that, you could bring this out pretty early actually. And then suddenly get to 4,000 life and 1,000, 1,000. That is a very good advantage if you can do it. So foil that, Black Treasure Box, foil Dragon Knight of Altea, Flame Dragon of Altea, the Ox King, and Sacred Radiant Soul. And the last one. So as you can see, they don't dim it down for boosters in the trial decks. You can get really good stuff in here. As we saw with an SR and a ruler. So, retelling the stories. Stargazing Fortune Teller, Elf of the Gusty Hill, Al-Hazred's Zealot, another Lumious. We got another one. Jeez. Okay. And it's foil this time as well. The last one wasn't foil. That's really lovely foiling actually. You get to see the summoning circle in the background. That is I'm very impressed with that. Darkness Magic Stone, Safeguard of the Light Palace, Tiger Lily, Zero's Familiar, and Ancient Heartfelt Fire. So that is really good. I'm very impressed with just those three. And look, in just 3 booster packs, I believe this is everything. Yeah, that's how many cards you get. So it's just really good value. And also you get all this whole trial deck. You can. The great thing is you can also just. I mean, Lumia is a human, so you can't do Milliam's skill, but you could easily put the Lumias into this deck and then sort of splash in some water, because it'd work that way. It'd be great, and also some fire resonators, of course. But anyway, that is all for this set, so you get all that and also these. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to remember that everything you see here can be bought and sold on bigorbitcards.co.uk. And look out for the other unboxings if you're interested in the fire, water, darkness, or wind. So until next time, see you then. Bye.